A very good Thursday morning to everyone out there. Landon here to bring you your weather and odd forecast presented by Ohio Valley Insurance. Clouds have been on the uptick overnight, and that's still the trend that we're looking at out there this morning. The good news is we're going to stay dry here over the next few hours, but we're going to be looking at widespread showers and storms taking over the region. As we progress into this afternoon, we're not expecting any sort of widespread severe weather, but we could have a few strong cells out there, to say the least. Taking a look here at the latest surface map overlaid with the satellite view as well. You can see these areas of low pressure stringing right along this stationary front located to our north and west. As we work throughout the days, areas of low pressure is going to try to meander upwards and then dive down to the south and east. It's going to be bringing this cold front along with it down in a southeastward motion. As it does so, the needed lift provided by that cold front is going to result in the blossoming of those showers and storm chances as we work throughout this afternoon and evening. Getting a look over the B.H. James Distiller Skycam down in bustling Adairsville early this morning. You can already see we got a little bit of blue skies out there, but some cloud cover that has already trucked in over the region. The same can be said overlooking the Beechtree News Skycam up in Morgantown. We've had a bit more cloud cover tracking across the northern tier of the region. The cloud cover will continue to increase throughout the entirety of today. But also, folks, right around lunchtime and thereafter, we're going to look at a drastic uptick in our rain and thunderstorm chances. It has been extraordinarily warm overnight. That's thanks to, one, the cloud cover thickening up, and also the deep southerly flow that's remained in place. However, with that being said, high temperatures have basically been achieved today. With the cloud cover and the rain chances coming in here, I do think that we will climb a few degrees up to right around the lower 60s, but they're going to hold somewhat steady pretty much throughout the entirety of today. Getting a look here at the latest surface map, you can get the idea. You can keep your eyes there off to the north and west. This is our weather maker, where these series of low pressure systems going to track down off to the south and east and bring that cold front along with it, thus resulting in sensible weather impacts across the entire Wobbles community throughout today. So let's jump over here and let's talk about it. Looking at the short-term model guidance first as we work throughout the day. We got another more potent disturbance we're keeping our eyes on next week that could bring some severe weather to our vicinity. We'll get to that here in just a moment. We worked throughout this morning, folks, and we stayed dry. The warm front's going to be north of the region. Cold front is off to our west, thus resulting in the vast majority of the region remaining bow dry. We will be looking at a few isolated showers here and there, as you can see, as we approach mid-morning on into midday. And then right around the lunchtime hour and thereafter, look at all these storms blossoming right along and ahead of the cold front, right along in north and west of the Ohio River. The cold front will track down to the south and east throughout this afternoon, bringing that drastic uptick in our rain and storm chances across the region. This continues through late afternoon. Here we are looking at the early part of this evening. Here we are approaching and getting closer into the 9 and 10 p.m. hour. We should finally dry out by around 11 p.m. to midnight throughout the overnight, okay? Now, coming along with this will be the opportunity at maybe a few gusty winds, some torrential downpours at times, and given the temperature profiles throughout the atmosphere and just enough instability, don't be surprised if you see some small hail come along with these storms throughout this afternoon and evening as well, okay? Not just that, but take a look at the wind gusts throughout today. They're going to stay rocking out of the south and west, 25 to 35 plus miles an hour by the time we go into mid-morning on into this afternoon. So adding insult to injury, even before any of the rain chances arrive, we're going to have to deal with those breezy conditions here throughout. Now let's shift gears, folks. Our focus continues to be on next week with the opportunity at a strong or even severe weather event that's going to be taking hold here, all right? So here we are looking at tomorrow afternoon, okay? Well, if I can get this into line and this computer's having a mind of its own, here we are working into Friday afternoon, all right? We get the cold front that's passed through here. This area of high pressure is going to dive down to the south and east, keeping our winds out of the north. We're going to experience a pretty drastic cool down from today in comparison to tomorrow, but especially Saturday. Today we'll be up in right around the lower 60s for highs. As we go into our Friday, low 50s for highs. And then on Saturday, folks, looky here. You got the opportunity at a little dash of a wintry mix during the pre-dawn hours of our Saturday morning right along and north of the Ohio River. Maybe a few pop-up light rain showers for us. And then as we work throughout our Saturday, clouds rapidly decrease. Northwest flow remains intact. That's not going to allow highs to get out of the low to mid 40s working throughout our Saturday. So it's going to be chilly out there as we start out the weekend. A drastic flip of the script as we get into Sunday with this deepening, strengthening area of high pressure down to our south. Deep southwest flow is going to warm us up significantly Sunday into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Coming along with these temperatures soaring, folks, is going to be the priming up of our atmosphere for a potential severe weather event. Models are still not in direct agreement of the timing on this. We're leaning more to the Wednesday time frame right now, but late Tuesday all the way through Wednesday is currently in play. So you can take a look here. We work into our Tuesday afternoon and evening. The Euro is hinting at a Wednesday probability to where we get the low pressure system tracking off to our north, and then that vigorous cold front plows through from the west by Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. We got this deep southerly flow, folks. We still have models hinting at dew points upwards of 60 to 65 degrees. That's more than sufficient to support the opportunity at severe weather. The big question mark that we currently have is how much instability is going to be available in the atmosphere. And right now, models are not wanting to return that to a great extent. But stepping back and looking at it, folks, we're still 5-6 days out on this thing. So we still got a lot to go through before we can exactly nail down the timing and threats that could be coming along with this. So this is the Euro, folks, and now I want to show you why this is being such a pain to forecast this far out. You just looked at what the Euro is showing. This low develops, it jolts off to the north and to the east, and then it's out of here. Now look at what the GFS is showing, because it is a drastically different scenario. We roll throughout the early days of next week. It picks up the deep southwesterly flow, but it creates this monster cutoff low over the Great Plains that's going to take its sweet time from Tuesday morning all the way through Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, and it just pinwheels with opening up the door to this deep fetch of moisture off of the Gulf of Mexico. This is showing numerous rounds of widespread showers and strong storms beginning Tuesday afternoon, continuing through Tuesday night. Here's Wednesday morning, here's Wednesday afternoon, here's Wednesday night, rolling into the early morning hours of Thursday morning, and at sunrise on Thursday, it gets it out of here. A drastically different scenario than what the Euro is showing. But right now I'm leaning more to the Euro solution with a little bit more of a progressive system with what it's trying to churn up and into our vicinity. As previously mentioned, folks, here's a look at the latest instability values as we roll into the Tuesday and Wednesday time frame of next week. You can see we could have some deep, more potent instability off to our north and west throughout our Tuesday. And then we work into Tuesday night and Wednesday whenever the Euro is pegging that potential severe event for us. And look, the instability becomes very meek and meager across the region. So this could be a mitigating factor regarding any sort of severe weather chances. But as I previously mentioned, folks, we're going to have to keep very close eyes on this here over the upcoming days as we are attempting to get into more of a spring-like pattern, all right? We want to get back to the short-term focus, that is today, and this is the look at experimental severe weather guidance. As previously mentioned, we do have a little bit of a probability of some damaging winds out there. The chances aren't very high, folks, but just know that there is a low-end damaging wind threat, and then the opportunity at some hail coming along with that as well. We don't have any spin within the atmosphere that's showcasing, so tornadoes are not a concern today. We're going to shift gears into next week, and here we are looking at the analogs that take past weather makers and compare it to the current setup. As we've been talking about all week, look at the parameters as we roll into Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at those contours sneaking up near and around our vicinity. I will mention the analogs have been pulling the higher severe weather risk off to the south here over the past few model runs. But again, this is definitely going to alter and change more as we progress over the upcoming days. With that being said, the Storm Prediction Center has already put out a severe weather risk for us for Wednesday of next week. This is rather significant. They don't often put out these threats this far in advance, but us sitting 5 to 6 days out, they have already put a broad brush of where we could anticipate the opportunity at a severe weather event unfolding on Wednesday of next week. So please stay weather aware and help those your family and friends stay weather aware as well as we approach and get closer to this time frame. Total rainfall amounts over the course of the next week. This will include today into tonight, that little bit of rain during the pre-dawn hours of our Saturday, as well as Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. We're expecting anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of total rainfall coming along with this, the bulk of which will fall today and on Wednesday of next week. Here's a full breakdown of your next 5-day weather forecast. This morning should be dry, clouds on the increase, then widespread showers and storms from roughly lunchtime throughout the remainder of today. Highs right around the lower 60s. Decreasing clouds throughout our Friday, but colder with highs holding in the mid-50s. A little bit of a blip of moisture brings an isolated rain chance Friday night. Much colder Saturday with deeper northerly winds and flow coming in our direction. Low to mid-40s for highs, and then we go right back on a major warming trend. Hitting the mid-60s on Sunday underneath partly sunny skies. Clouds thicken up with us right around 70 on Monday. And then the opportunity at even mid-70s rolling into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, priming up our atmosphere for the possibility of a severe weather event unfolding. That's going to wrap up your Thursday morning weather not forecast presented by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a phenomenal next to 5.